Can't hear me? Okay, my power went out. I literally had, like, in the middle of what I was saying, the whole sound went ba-doo, like that. So, hi. I was attacked by the deep state, clearly. I'm going to pop us back up on Instagram. That takes a second. A little bit of finagling. Clearly, that's a sign from the gods to move on from that stupid speech, which I understand and I respect. I understand when the Lord speaks to me. Um, we'll be back up in just 1 second. There we go. And and I don't know if Insta is all good. I mean, not Insta. Substack. I just did Instagram, so we're back up on there. But yeah, literally just the whole, like, the room went completely dark. And I got to tell you, kids, when I'm staring into the lights that I have up to do the show, it's bright. It's very bright. I have toyed with over the years the amount of light that I need for the green screen and what's, okay for my eyes staring straight into them during the entire show. And man, oh Shevitz, that was it like your eyes kind of adapt to the light, and then as soon as it goes out, you're like, oh, this is impressive. Am I having a stroke? So, let's see. Yeah, it was a breaker tripped. Yes, absolutely. No Facebook. Okay. No, Instagram is back up. I'm going to check on the restream thingamajiggy. Substack is getting data, but it might not. Yeah, it's unable. So I've got to do a whole new Substack linkage. That happens. Create new. It's always a thing, isn't it? Allow, and then, or go live with a stream. They should give me the right to go live with a stream key on there without having to go into the studio part of it. But not yet. So I'll try to fix it. Man. Oh, yeah, here you go. Oops. We'll copy that. Whoops. Copy the stream. There you go. And pop it back into the Substack channel. Save. And we should be live on Substack in a couple of seconds. It'll pop back up, hopefully. Sending data. We're all right. Come on now. So far, so bad. All right. So yeah, my for those of you just was Bucky Vibe. No, it wasn't actually. That's a switch that's at a different location. I will say though that oddly enough, the power going out somehow freed one of my robots down here. Hold on. Where are you? Yeah, you can't get around. Hi. Hello. How are you? Hello, Luna. Luna started rolling around because it stopped charging, so it was like, I guess I'm free now. Hi. Hello. Hello, Luna. Oh, that's very sweet. It just blew me. Yeah, it's a good time. There's issues with this. This is one of our Friday Eye mascots. And yes, I did say one of my robots. Don't get me started. Okay, I'm up on Facebook. Good. Substack is all right? Yeah? What are you doing? You've been doing okay? Have you been scaring the cats? You're very adorable. Thanks. Hi. Okay, just roll around, will you? Okay. I don't need to get in a conversation. Here you go, Chipper. Go say hi to Chip. There you go. We'll let it roll around and scare the cats for a little while. What's a buddy to do? That's exactly what I say to Chip all the time. So welcome back. Hi, everybody. My power went out, and now it's back on. Yeah, crazy. Oh, Jim Ward passed today. It's been a long time since he was on Stephanie. I love Jim. I'm so sorry. I missed him. I never, I don't know what their split was like, but I just never, before I was really close to that bunch, he had already kind of left the show, before I was doing the tour and all that kind of stuff. I don't see, Substack isn't, it doesn't, I'll turn it off and turn it back on, see if that does it. Sometimes that works. I'll connect offline, sending data. Fingers crossed. Hopefully it works. We'll see what we're doing. Yep, we're streaming. Okay, now we're back up on Substack. Hi, Substack. So let's move on to other storylines instead of this rambling horse shit that we get from Trump all the time. One of the things I want to get up, and this is, I'm signed back in. Good. This dude. Okay, so let's jump around into the news stories because this has a lot to do. This is an awesome thumbnail. Let's just start there. So by the way, Jim Ward's Schwarzenegger, where he would go, we're doing this type of things and things of that nature. That's all Jim. Like anybody who does, like I do, does Schwarzenegger and throws in and things of that nature. That's his line. He's the one who concocted that. Kind of like like Dana Carvey's, wouldn't be prudent, that kind of thing, where he created a phrase that they never said, that George H.W. Bush never said. Yes, you have to re-like the show, though. God damn it. So please hit a re-like. Give me a restack on there, and we'll get to this. But there's a guy. Trump is pushing these tiny trucks because there's a huge market. Japanese car makers make these small trucks, and America focuses on these giant trucks, and they control the market and blah, blah, blah. But small trucks use less energy, and that's why they push them, right? And so they check this thumbnail out. This is hold on. Yeah, Dan Pena, that's this guy, on Peanut Butter Dickhead's podcast. But look at the little AI thumbnail they made of Trump in this tiny little fucking truck. That in and of itself is like, I'm very excited about that because they don't even know they're embarrassing him. But let's jump into this. And this matters because this kind of relates to what we were talking before the energy went out, which is very interesting. Oil could be 5 cents a barrel. Trump's tiny car pitch triggers energy reform firestorm.
The one thing that I like.
Whoa! What's with the audio?
Following this tiny car thing closely? Are you following that closely, Tom, on what's going on with the tiny car? So can you pull up the tiny car Trump idea? So here's a couple challenges that we have. If you just go back.
Yes, to go with his penis
and
his hands.
And tiny car.
Although his hands are bigger now because they're swollen and sickly.
And go to news. Go to tiny car, Trump tiny car news. Pick one.
Yes, go to Trump tiny car news. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Keep going.
Of what they're doing. Trump's tiny car dream. Okay, next one, if you don't mind going.
Keep going, keep going.
Third one says Trump's tiny car dream has problems. Okay, so what are the problems? You see that Japanese Kai cars that he's talking about? If you pull that up.
What do they look like? Yeah.
Forget about what they look like. Honestly, when you're younger, you don't really care about what they look like. You're trying to find the thing that you can afford, right? Like even what you.
Yes, the cars, yes. It's pronounced K. You're absolutely right, and they're K cars for the masses. It's one step above a scooter. Also, by the way,
what you can afford.
What the fuck is going on with the audio on this thing?
Two different things. Look what happened with car regulation in America. Okay, during the 70s, gas prices 3x'd in a decade. During the 70s, gas went from 30 cents to $1 in a decade.
Right. Mostly because of the last few years when we were attacked by the OPEC countries because we had relied on them so much, and that was the only PowerPoint they had with us.
Who gets elected
What is that? Hold on.
Reagan. Reagan comes out with something called the CAFE. Rob, can you type in?
CAFE standards, right.
And Reagan CAFE cars, okay? The regulation, which stands for Corporate Average Fuel Economy, under Reagan, that he came out with this, issues on how to address this. So then there was a couple different things that we looked at during that time. This led to, through 2008, 2011, 2012, they came out with new emission standards that the bigger the car was, the easier it was for your car to get approved on the emission standards that we had. So think about this, Adam. I don't know if you have this chart or not, Rob. If you don't have it, I'll send it to you. Here, check this out. Just show this here, and let me send you Trump's tweet on tiny cars. This is so interesting for all of us to be looking at, because I think this is at least something that they're doing. Let me know when you got it. All the three ones. One of them is this tweet.
Oh, by the way, can I show you where this is actually coming from? Give me 1 second. It's the Amazon car. Let's see. Where is it? Here it is. Bezos truck. Yeah, here you go. Slate Auto. This is absolutely what this is about. This is this thing. This truck can be anything, even an SUV. This is the Slate car / truck. This kind of setup for it, and you can use the body and you can slap a different thing on it. And designers, and they're fairly cheap comparatively. This is they're just starting to like talk about releasing these things. It's not if, it's when, and so that's what this is about. Is the selling of these kind of cars to compete. And by and large, I'm fairly certain these are electric entirely. I don't know if none of them are combustion engine vehicles, so the CAFE standards don't fucking matter.
And then it's the pictures of
why is it
the emission standard cars and how ridiculous it is what we've done to the market with cars. We have
what Reagan did.
Incentivized companies to build bigger cars. He wants to introduce an 11-foot car. Now, an 11-foot car, a small sedan right now is 12.5 to 13.5 feet, okay? Then you have trucks that go from 13.5 to 16.5 feet, and then you have the SUVs that go 18.5, and you have the bigger trucks that can go all the way up to 22 feet. A truck can go all the way up to 22 feet. And they do this because car companies like Ford are sitting there saying, hey, man, this is allowing us to build bigger cars.
For bigger Americans.
Bigger cars allow us to go with lower standard emissions that we have in place, and we're making a shit ton of money. And you know where we are right now? 75% of registrations of cars today, Dan, are either SUVs or trucks. 75% of cars being registered in 2024 are SUVs or trucks. Guess who's making all the money? Yeah. The automatic. They're like, hell yeah, let's keep doing this, right? Now watch it.
I don't know. Aren't the consumers paying for what they want? I mean, they could obviously buy small sedans. It's not like there's not fucking Priuses around. What the fuck are you talking about?
That one right there, Rob.
Jesus.
If you can make...
Is it just me, or does the audio get funky?
That one bigger. So check this out.
Sometimes.
2025...
might just be my headphones, but...
Go back to that one, right? 2025 standard on the vehicle footprint. The bigger the car, you see the footprint up top and a miles per gallon. Yeah. The smaller the car, the more miles per gallon it needs to have. But the bigger the car, the less mile per gallon.
That's not how it's determined. Their bigger cars are like hauling vehicles, so they have lower standards for it. Stupid. They're not incentivizing. Okay, good. Thank you. It's not just me. Thank you, chat room. They're not incentivizing bigger fucking cars. It's just that the standards are lower because they're bigger engines. They're vehicles that pull shit, stupid.
Needs to have that it gets approved. So they're sitting there saying, you know, here's what we're going to be doing. You know, so Ford's going to say, guys, keep doing this because we're selling cars and car prices are going to $50,000. We're making a ton of money selling these trucks. And then Trump comes out with this saying, I have just approved tiny cars to be built in America. Manufacturers have long wanted to do this, just like they are successfully built in other countries. They can be propelled by gasoline, electric, or hybrid. These cars of the very near future are inexpensive, safe, fuel efficient, and quite simply amazing. Start building them now. Thank you to DOJ. Okay.
Why would the DOJ have anything to do with this? What?
This was inspired by a car called the Topolino, the Fiat Topolino. I don't know if you've seen the Fiat Topolino. Which it's the name of the...
Also, there's smart cars sold all over the fucking country. You don't have to legalize them. They're there.
Car. It is 8.5 feet, and it gives you, fastest it goes is 28 miles an hour.
Jesus.
And it's 50 miles range is what it has. But it's cheap. okay? And so then the argument on why these things they're not fans of, the other argument on the regulation is America has the widest lanes.
What? The width of the lane is only affected if the car exceeds it, not is under it. Have you ever heard of a motorcycle?
Because we got so many accidents.
Hold on.
That was taking place because in Europe cars go like this because their lanes are very tight. If you notice the roads in Europe, you go to Italy. The other day I'm in Italy driving a car. I got stuck. I was late 45 minutes. Do you remember this time? I was late 45 minutes. These guys are waiting for me. I'm like, I don't know how to get out of this. I'm literally in a car.
We're just driving. We didn't do anything crazy.
Escalades, and they're like, this is the dumbest thing to do in Italy when you rent Escalades. And we're in a road. I'm like, Vinny, how do I get out?
Yeah, it's harder to douchebag in other countries is his complaint.
Vinny has to get out of the car and come back, do this. We're doing all the old school Middle Eastern stuff.
By the way, there was no edge to the pavement.
Zero.
It wasn't.
But that's why they build cars like this. In America, they build wider lanes, fewer accidents. They saw the range of doing that. So to me, this could be a major opportunity for some automakers to come out.
This is fucking ridiculous.
And say, I'm going to build the tiny cars. I'm going to build the starter cars. Maybe we go back to a $10,000 car, $15,000 car new, $5,000 car used. Some of these cars looking like this, by the way, Rob, if you want to make it bigger. I don't know. I think it has to be something to do with homes where they live, rent a house.
Yes, 15-minute smart cities, the thing that Glenn Beck says are going to destroy the world. It only works if you're a commuter in a city, unlike New York or something like that, where you commute to and from your job, and the range of your commute is that short, round trip.
Something to do with cars.
Hold on.
And I'm glad.
Every other time I click play on this, it starts to get funky.
He's going there. But
I think I was electrocuted. That's what
there needs to be actual solutions of what to do. What do you say about this, Brandon?
Yeah, the common theme in all of them is regulation, because I didn't know about the EPA thing right there. That's interesting because, with homes, it's like zoning laws. They say add an extra 20-30% of the price of a house. And then with that, that's obviously jacking up the price of it. So, like, the solution to it is to, like, make it more feasible to build more of it, make it, like, create circumstances which is...
Dude, what the fuck are you guys talking about? There are no limits. It's the American consumer. Okay, let me just wake these assholes up. Hold on. Let's see. Yeah, where is it? Yeah, here's what I like. Have you assholes ever heard of one of these? Hold on. I'm just so fucking aggravated right now. This is so dumb. Have you ever heard of a Mini Cooper? Do you think there's a licensing or a regulation against building and selling Mini Coopers, you fucking morons? Jesus Christ. Why do they think this is something? What is this? What are you fuckers talking about? How big do you think a fucking VW Bug is, you dipshit? This is... Like, how do you... What? What are you talking about? This is what happens when you're a douchebag that only rolls around in fucking Escalades all the time. You don't even notice them.
Profitable for the producers to build more of it, and then the price will come down. But like they've put.
Oh yeah, you're absolutely right, Andrea. Hold on one second. Oh, that's why. Go back to here.
Dum 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 stupid dum silly stupid dum dum.
What the ever-loving shit are these morons talking about?
Policies in place that make it more expensive to build things.
Do you know how fucked your economic policy has got to be? That your argument for affordability is we need to build smart cars in the Donald Trump era. Sell that to MAGAts. What? Holy God. Okay, I want to get to the part where Dan Pena says oil's fucked or something.
There's no reason that
some of it has to do with climate change, and I know how you feel about climate change. What do you say about this?
Let me just go back a second. So far, none of you have talked about the higher death rate in these cars. And there was a study in the UK 4 or 5 years ago that you had a less than 50% chance of surviving a head-on accident in these little things. And so a lot of the countries, especially Germany, who used to build tanks, backed off it. And so, environmentally, the gig is that
any day now.
Right now, the American Petroleum Institute says we have, let's say 15 trillion barrels of reserves around the world. Okay, and that's probably off by a factor of at least 3 to 5, because countries like Saudi Arabia, countries like Kuwait, because I had a 10-year relationship with, Venezuela, all don't cheat the numbers, but they downplay the numbers. Okay, the Aramco, which is Saudi Arabia basically, tried to go public for 25 years and couldn't go public. They went to NASDAQ, they went New York Stock Exchange, Hong Kong, Beijing, etc. Nobody would take them public because to go public, they had to have a reserve report, meaning they have to have, by Ryder Scott,
they have to tell the truth.
the big engineering companies, to say how much oil you really have, how much is proved producing oil. Nobody, they wouldn't produce those numbers. So finally, Saudi, the kingdom, decided, well, we'll go public in Saudi. So we'll take it ourselves. Nobody participated. So they made all government employees mandatory that they had to buy 50 shares or 350 shares out of their own paychecks to get it away. And so
that would be corporate socialism, I guess.
they only sold or took 2 or 3% of Aramco public, and they had more than $1 trillion valuation. If you knew, this audience knew, how many barrels of oil reserves were really in the world, in my estimation, oil would be 5 cents a barrel.
That's a great
Because there's 10, 20, 30 times more oil reserves, and they keep coming up with secondary and tertiary methodologies to extract the oil. For example, the North Sea, Bob Dyke, who was my partner when I went public many years ago, he founded the North Sea in Argyll in '79. And he said at that time, it was only supposed to last 20 years. So
Yeah, there's a glut.
the year from '79
There will always be a glut going
to
forward.
2000,
Also, at what point are you going to start playing Candyman on the piano?
Sea should be done. Well, the North Sea still got 50, 60, 70 years left because of all the oil reserves that are still there.
Great point.
Okay, and so, but those cars, you wouldn't want. Maybe I normally say you wouldn't want your wife driving that car. Maybe you would, but maybe.
There's nothing funnier than your wife dying in a head-on collision.
So listen, my wife and I are having problems. Buy her a Topolino car. It'll be fixed within 6 months.
That's right. You have an SUV. She has a little car.
Now,
My God, I don't want to see those accidents. I do not want to see an
But
SUV.
this is hard for
hitting
me to
one of
relate
these.
to. I've been driving Rolls's since '71, when I was a senior in college, and I've got.
You drove a Rolls in senior in college?
Yeah.
How'd you drive a Rolls in senior
It
in
was
college?
30. Silver Cloud was 35 grand at the time. I scraped a $3 grand because I was in sales. The other guys were driving town cars, Eldorado Cadillacs, and my sales manager, who was a biased, racist guy, a lawyer from Mississippi, said,
But you loved him.
Peanut, young boy like you ought to be able to sell everybody that walks through the door, but you got to differentiate yourself from the other salesmen. The other salesmen were driving Cadillacs and Continentals, so I went and got a Rolls, $35,700, and I've been driving Rollses ever since.
Since 1971.
You won, yeah.
What do you love about Roses?
There not many people have them.
Just that.
Yeah, I'm a
Scarcity,
three-Rolls family
supply
now,
and
and
demand.
have been for a long, long time. I could have flown up the airport. First thing I thought, why didn't I land here? Why do we have to drive an hour? But anyway.
Yeah, most people fly
Yeah, his show is in a hangar near a landing strip.
land here. John Morgan from Morgan & Morgan was here a few days ago. He lands on the airport, and then he asks his driver, so driver, how long do we have left till we get to the office? He says, 3 minutes, sir. How the hell is that possible? Well, it's on the airport. Brandon, what do you say about this?
That's a fantastic point you bring up about the oil. And I've been meaning to show these two charts on the podcast for a while. So Look at this. These are the biggest oil reserves in the world. That one's production. So I was going to show that one second. So biggest oil reserves in the world. You know, the U.S. is way down at the bottom there. But then if you go to production, U.S. is producing the most. So imagine if we got the full potential of oil production out of those largest reserves in the world. Like, there's an abundance of oil that we're not using.
You got to be kidding me. So go back. So look at this. Venezuela's number one in the amount it's sitting on.
Yeah.
But production, you don't see it in the top 10. Go to the next one, Rob. Look in production.
Yeah.
They're nowhere in the top 8.
No.
So what does that mean, though? What the
That means we're going to war in Venezuela, I think.
They're holding back.
You need
Why
a
are they
working
holding
power
back?
plant to run a refinery.
But Dan, is it holding back, or is it because the the U.S. has put sanctions on Venezuela?
Both.
Which one's a bigger pressure
Well,
point?
the sanctions just started. So Venezuela's been doing this for 30 years. So the sanctions just started.
Why would they hold on to it, though? Why are they holding back?
Because they know that someday, irrespective of what Elon Musk says, someday that oil is going to be worth its weight in gold, pun intended. But the big money, the guys like you, they're investing in water. That much water will cost more than a barrel of oil 15, 20 years from now. The big money, this is what they're investing in. I know not what this podcast is about, but I mean, and it's proved producing reserves.
Also, by the way, if oil is worth its weight in gold, that means its use is so narrow and it becomes a boutique fuel. Because no one could, again, the amount of gold left in the world, the amount of oil left in the world, by the time you get to those low reserves, why would anybody still be operating in using oil? Well before that. Well before you got to the point where the demand is that fucking high and you have alternatives, especially electricity, this is just fucking
Are
moronic.
the ones that they normally use. But in Saudi Arabia, it costs about $1.40 to get a barrel of oil from under the ground to the surface.
$1.40.
$1.40, call it $2. Call it $2.
Okay.
And East Texas, it costs about $50. In the Gulf of America, formerly the Gulf of Mexico, it costs about $120. In the North Sea, it costs about $200. And it's $1.40.
No, it doesn't. Oil out of there isn't $200 a barrel.
How is that possible?
Because you can pick up the oil with your hand. When J. Paul Getty founded oil in Saudi Arabia back in the late 20s, early 30s, he was looking for water. And there's this ugly black shit that kept coming out, the Bedouins out there. What is this stuff? And then of course, he got rich, and then he wouldn't pay ransom for his kid or grandson. I can't remember.
Nothing. He wouldn't pay.
Oh, and he told
$1 million each.
They sent him
Sweet guy.
back with one ear eventually.
Yeah. And then he told him, I got 11 more grandkids. So you got a lot of people to cut their ears off of with his comment.
Savage.
Yeah. He had a payphone in his house.
And quick thing
Sounds totally sane.
on that too, and tell me if you would agree with this. I think the scariest thing in the world for oil companies is oil going below $60 a barrel. So I think that the oil,
65 is where they make money in U.S.
yeah, 65 to 80 is their comfort zone. So I think they have a vested interest too in withholding that oil and not opening up Venezuela's oil.
Or making sure that there aren't alternatives like electric cars, for example.
I got something for you, Pat.
Go ahead.
Well, you compare United States to
Oh dear. There's stupid, and then there's whatever he's gonna say.
Saudi. It's not even close in terms of production. Texas actually is a bigger economy, produces more oil than Saudi, and Saudi is known. Saudi Aramco, what, $2 trillion market cap? Texas is bigger than Saudi. So people, Saudi, all these countries that are producing
And California is bigger than that.
oil. America is the biggest top G on the block. Regarding tiny cars, my opinion is the average American dude does not want a tiny car. The average American person should not get a 50-year mortgage. Just because Trump throws things out there, it's bombastic. It's a big, beautiful bill. There's going to be recalibration. There's going to be negotiation.
Recalibration. No, here's what it is. He throws out stupid ideas as quick fixes to long-term problems he can't comprehend. Fucking hell. This has nothing to do with, there's going to be calibration.
Dum 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 stupid.
It's
Dumb silly stupid dum dum.
holy fuck. That the first cars that ever came out were electric. Jesus Christ.
Listen, if you're Jean-Claude in Paris, go get yourself a tiny car. If you're Giuseppe in Italy, go get yourself a tiny car. If you're in America and your name's Rick, you want a Ford F-150. You're not driving these tiny cars. I used to drive these little tiny cars around Miami. Before Uber hit Miami in 2012, 2013, right around that time, 2014, Miami dropped off, I think, 1,000 of these cars all over the city. And you would tap it when you would go in, and you'd use it for 5 minutes at a time. You do not want to drive these cars on the highway. Talk about accidents. You drive it to Miami, to Lincoln Road, whatever. You leave it on the side of the road. It's kind of like just
It's the scooters. It's a scooter.
renting a bike, but it's a little tiny car. Do not get a car like this if you actually want to get laid.
Yeah,
now I had a girl at the time, so it
but
wasn't a big
don't
deal.
guys
I
still,
knew
The
it would
average
come
guy
back
does
to
not
that.
want this car.
So
But
you're
don't-
saying there's no room to jump into the non-existent back
There's
seat.
no backseat.
Okay,
Exactly.
But don't
Okay.
guys still get cars
So there's the
as
standard.
chick magnets?
Tom,
What's
let me
that?
hear what
Don't
Dan
they-
has to say. Go ahead,
Don't
Dan.
you still want a car as a chick magnet?
Yeah, some
Even
guys
the
do.
new generation?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. I didn't even think about the backseat angle, but
You always think about the backseat.
Also, by the way, can we just point out that everybody on the show is acknowledging just how fucking dumb PDB is about this.
Okay, Dan?
there's plenty of room in the rolls.
You're not going to have a hard time with that.
Gentlemen, go get yourself a Rolls. Follow Dan Pena's advice.
We love Chris.
Okay, that's the end of that clip or whatever. But what a fuck, and like the essence of what they are talking about there, I'd like to say for the record, is the fact that Trump is trying to find ways to, with the 50-year mortgage. It's funny that he brings it up at the same time, the 50-year mortgage and tiny cars as a way to like solve a problem he has no solution for. And they're trying to carry water for him, and it doesn't fly at all. It's amazing. Okay, now, the great Gonzo has decided to try communism. I'll show you what I mean here in a second. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Maha Makeover. Trump cabinet members push for exercise areas at airports. These are federally and state-owned facilities that will have exercise facilities in them like their parks. Yeah. So that you can work out as if carrying your fucking bags isn't enough. These are guys who fly private and have no idea the effort it takes to just make it through an airport.
Meanwhile, it might be hard to fly or get your flight out on time without weather conditions, so I'll transition brilliantly to this.
Jesus Christ, try harder.
Airports getting a Maha makeover. Secretary Sean Duffy, RFK Jr., making airports more family-friendly with a $1 billion initiative, eyeing upgrades such as mini...
You're going to outlaw people cussing out people at the Southwest desk like Cenk Uygur.
Micro workouts and along with that,
micro workouts,
areas for kids, and healthier foods for you. Joining us now, Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy, and the physician helping him roll out the plan, nutritionist specialist Dr. Paul Saladino, was doing pull-ups yesterday as well. First off, Mr. Secretary, great to see both you guys. Why do you think this is important to make airports more family-friendly?
Well, we want the flying experience to be great, Brian. And so what we've done, job number one, is building a brand new air traffic control system, making sure it's more efficient, safer. President Trump and I are working on that. By the way, just a quick note, Brian, we hired a project manager. In 5 minutes, Donald Trump saved us $200 million on that contract. He's remarkable. But as people...
Great. So you went for the cheapest contractor for the FAA.
Travel through our skies, we want to have the most enjoyable experience for them, and we know that we have families and nursing mothers. Someone might want to come through and do a couple pull-ups. We're open to any ideas that airports have.
Oh my fucking God.
To make the experience better as Americans travel. And again, job number one is less delays, less cancellations. I'm working on that, but we can walk and chew gum at the same time.
Apparently not.
Also looking at airports in addition to safe skies and efficient skies.
So, Paul, you know that RFK is like, you can't, he says he spends 300 days a year in airports, and you can't eat, it's almost impossible to eat healthy. So that's
gibberish.
One thing, may give people healthy options. Number two, micro workouts, right?
No. First of all, the food you eat in airports, especially the bigger airports, depends on like little ones. I mean, if you're flying into fucking Palm Springs, there's a vending machine. You're not going to insist that they put in a fucking green grocery in there. These are the same people who are shitting on Mom Donnie for wanting to open up grocery stores in New York City that can cater to low income people, and they're gonna force the restaurants in airports to serve certain kind of food. They won't do, by the way, here's a good idea. Do this in fucking schools. You're letting junk food in fucking school cafeterias, but airports? You're gonna regulate the standard of food available in restaurants or some shit? What?
Micro workouts are incredible. You know that airports are probably one of the most sedentary places that we are as Americans. Unfortunately, you're sitting there for an hour or two.
Because of him. You're not normally sitting there for an hour.
Waiting for your flight. Maybe there's delay. You're sitting on a flight for 2 or 3 hours. You're in an Uber to and from the airport. So it's very challenging. It's very challenging to actually get enough movement. And we know that being sedentary as humans quickly causes...
Oh my God. Flying in an airport is not a fucking desk job, you asshole. What is this? What? Get the fuck out of here. This is, this is the equivalent of when you go see a stand-up and they tell you airplane and hotel jokes, because that's their whole fucking life. They don't know anything else. They don't go anywhere. They don't participate in life. Their whole life is touring, so the only thing they can talk about is I was on a flight in the plane, and the captain comes over and he says this, and there was a passenger there, whatever. They're telling those stories because it's the only thing they can relate to. Fuck me.
Causes vascular dysfunction in our veins and causes inflammation. And the amazing thing here is that even...
Then go after, then regulate standing desks in office jobs or some shit, you dumbass.
Small amounts of exercise, a little walking, a few pull-ups, a few push-ups.
Hey, asshole, I don't know if you know this, but carrying your fucking bags and your kid and all that stuff through a goddamn airport is a lot of exercise. Most of the people you see in the airport who are sitting down and slumping or whatever, largely it's because they're fucking exhausted because they had to walk across the airplanes are gigantic, you asshole. And so even if your connecting flight is 4 gates away, it's 4 wingspans away. One of the reasons why they put moving walkways in is because it's too fucking far. Okay. Fuck these guys. Listen, as a single dad, one of the most unsung heroes in American culture right now. When's the last time you hear people calling out the single dads? Hal triggered much? Yes, absolutely. Seriously. As a single dad who has a custody arrangement that requires me to travel to fly and get my kid and pick him up and bring him back multiple times for the last, for over a decade, I've been in multiple airports with a baby, then a toddler, then a young adult, and all these periods, right? Yes, single, because I'm not, my girlfriend is not my kid's mom. That's what I'm saying. If you're, I am, it is my singular responsibility, and I'm the one by myself doing this travel, okay? If you see a man going through an airport with an empty car seat, I salute those people, all right? I'm telling you, nobody gives a fuck. Nobody gives a fuck about single dads in any of this. This is not me dropping into the manosphere. It's a fucking fact. When's the last time you saw anybody even bring up what single dads go through? So forget it. And especially, this is my experience in an airport. Dropping my kid off and picking him up, I have to have all the gear to drop him off and pick him up, whether he's in the fucking car seat or not when he was a kid. And so there are times when I was carrying my bag, his seat, and him not in the seat because he was uncomfortable or he wanted to get up, right? And marching across that. And then you drop your son off or your daughter off or your kids off or whatever that is. And then you go home with all that shit. You're still carrying it. Still got all that stuff. And again, if your connecting flight is just 4 gates, you're still walking 4 wingspans of 747s or DC-10s to get with your kid and all that shit to those places. That's what most parents go through anyways. I'm using my personal experience, but this is what everybody goes through in this regard. Never mind these assholes who pack everything with them. I don't want to check a bag, so they're carrying way too much shit anyways. So there's baby daddies and there's single daddies. Yeah, I don't care what the distinction is. I love my son and I take care of my son, and I would walk through fucking hot coals and broken glass, and you guys know it for him. And so when I did that, there were times when I'm carrying all that shit. I'm carrying all in probably, like a military rucksack plus. I'm carrying at least 110 pounds worth of shit from gate to gate. And that's, most of the time you fly into Charlotte, you fly into Phoenix, you fly into Chicago, you fly into Denver. You're not going 4 gates over. You're going to the next fucking terminal with your shit. By the time you get to the gate, you're fucking exhausted. Right? And then you have to do it again. The reality, these guys think you can do fucking micro exercises and all that kind of shit because they have other people carrying their bags. Because their experience of it is they've got an assistant and they've got, they've got check bags because they're pushing all that shit through. They're not doing any of this stuff. So they're like, they got plenty of extra energy because they don't give a fuck. They're not doing anything. The one time they experience it, they're bitching up a storm if they've got all their family in tow going on a vacation. But that's rare. Most of the time they're in the airport, they're like, they've got a briefcase and they're flying back that night. So of course that's how they look at the world. The rest of us, there are times when I've been carrying my shit and carrying my son in the Kansas airport. Before they upgraded the Kansas airport, and it was 3 little sections, if you had to go through there, just going in one of them, you're walking like half a mile end to end. And the food would be down here and the gate would be up here. So if you needed to get some food in that time, like the whole stretch, it's not like I'm going to leave him there. So I got to bring him and everything. You can't drop your bag and go. You have to bring everything with you everywhere you go. And you know what you do as a parent? You fucking do it. You take care of your child. And the only difference between those situations where I was bringing him and where I was like, after I dropped him off, was I was carrying everything back but him and a broken heart. Like that's the weight of that experience. These dickheads are commuters that fly from New York to DC or to Miami or something. Half of their flights are private flights. They have other people carrying their shit. I could throw in some extra goddamn push-ups too. Like, ugh. They have no idea. They have no fucking idea. How about this? Keep the planes from crashing. Let the states handle their fucking airports. Work on security so people can get through sooner. And if you want to provide fucking, water stations and shit like that where people can at least get that or something, then work on that as a fucking plus. But fuck these guys. What a bunch of garbage. Yeah, try hauling ski gear. Exactly. Or a musical instrument if you're carrying one you don't want to check. There's a myriad of these things, none of which any of these assholes do. They have no idea. Like, you could not be more out of touch than RFK Jr. and these two dickheads.
Even air squats, things that anyone can do, can interrupt the process of inflammation that quickly occurs when we're sedentary. So I love this.
We're not sedentary, you dumb motherfucker. We're hurrying gate to gate. Most transfers are less than an hour between flights. No idea. These motherfuckers have no idea.
I'm really, really excited to be a part of this project. I want to commend Secretary Duff.
Yeah, who wouldn't be happy about taxpayer dollars paying you to fly all over the fucking country?
And Secretary Kennedy for this initiative. You think the goal here is not for people to get
the Nothing But Trouble regime? Boogerman, thank you for knowing the movie Nothing But Trouble. Just like a bunch of spiders in a birthday cake. Very few people are going to get that except me and Boogerman in the chat.
Sweaty in airports. Nobody wants to be sitting next to somebody smelly on an airplane. But
is that why they get up and move when RFK Jr. comes in? Or is it because he's actually disgusting?
No sweating, Brian.
But, even micro workouts are valuable for humans. Mini gyms. We just want to put in...
That was pitiful.
Simple equipment that everyone can use that can encourage people in airports to get a little bit of movement, 5 minutes of movement here and there, and to create an atmosphere that's really friendly toward people working out. This is a healthy.
Oh my God. Push-ups with a backpack on in a gate that's not being used. Chair push-ups. What are you talking about? If you want to do that, there's a myriad of reasons. These guys, when's the last time these assholes had a delayed flight? For real. That they've experienced. It's fucking goofy.
Country we're trying to build. Healthy Americans are happy Americans. These are kind Americans. They're gracious Americans. It's going to make the entire travel experience better. So
Brian, can you think about this? I see so many kids in the airport, and they have an iPhone or an iPad, and their parents have them scrolling through it.
There are playgrounds in most airports. There are little play spaces for little kids. And these folks. And by the way, yeah, tell your 12-year-old who's dragging his bag all over the fucking place that he's got to do some fucking push-ups or go do pull-ups in this little area. It's just goofy. Or that you can't get him to do it in an unused gate. We do it all the time.
If you can get your child into a play area, have fun, burn some energy. I don't know about you, but as a parent traveling with kids, I want them to fall asleep on the plane, right? So
this is fucking stupid anecdotal nonsense. They all have them already, stupid.
I can burn a little energy as opposed to having them watch movies or play games on an iPad. It's a way better experience for the parents, but also it's better for the kids. And so we're open to all ideas.
Here's an idea. Go fuck yourself.
Airports might come back to us. Someone might reach out to the airport and say, hey, I got a better idea on how we could use some of this money to make the experience better, which is, by the way, President Trump cares about making everything better in America. And this
Jesus, except the prices and keeping the planes in the air.
is just one sliver of it. We're open to all kinds of ideas that can fit into this amount of money, this pot of money that could make our airports more efficient and better for the traveling public.
And Mr. Secretary, I think it's also, especially, you're a father of 9, nursing pots. You get stuck, you find out you're delayed 2 hours, and that's something the mom's got to see more of, right?
Yeah. You guys were against them. They exist.
I've heard more moms, even from the White House, to people who reached out to me. I don't nurse.
Are you sure?
Males don't nurse, I don't think, Brian. But moms have said they want a nursing pod that's clean, that works, that they can be private, right? If they are pumping or they're with their baby, they don't want to be out in public. And so to curate a space for them and make sure we're trying to build families.
Do these guys not know this shit actually exists already?
Support families, and especially those who want to nurse, it's positive. And again, I've heard more complaints about broken, dirty pods for women to nurse. And part of the money, Brian, the airports have to clean them. A nursing mom deserves a clean space to nurse. And so if they take this money from us, they also have to commit to making sure they're clean for mothers who are in there with their babies.
And that's the whole thing, Dr. Saladino, because, you go to airports. We just got 2 rebuilt in New York, and they'll do in Newark next, I think. But if you go around...
Yeah, that money was all cleared under Biden, under the Infrastructure Act. You tit.
Some of these airports seem barely functioning. So is there going to be follow-up to make sure some of your programs for these workouts are put in the right way?
Well, we'll see. I'm hoping to collaborate.
We'll see. Maybe there'll be follow-up. What's that?
With the Department of Transportation and Secretary Duffy to help with the implementation of these gyms. We've got some preliminary plans for how we might...
It's got bullshit caught in his throat.
Build the gyms. I want to help the airports, I think about the airports that I travel through the most, LAX, Miami, IAH, Houston, Reagan, Dulles. Let's start.
Yeah, they're all caught up with this whole, get on the plane and get where you're going. What the fuck? Do Greyhound stations next, you weirdos.
With some of these airports, and I'd love to get in there and help them build mini gyms that people can use.
Yes, at the taxpayer's expense, while you get a consulting fee. This is so fucking lame.
I want to see them just full of people so that people can enjoy this and appreciate it.
Hey, Brian, on that point, we are going to have the greatest airport ever. President Trump is going to rebuild Dulles Airport. It's one of the worst airports in the country. We're going to rebuild it. He's a builder. He's already working on the design. It's going to be fantastic. The
He's not working on the design.
Congress is going to give us the money, and it's going to be probably the best airport we have in the country.
So
They've already allocated the money to do it in the Infrastructure Act that Biden passed.
air traffic control is getting better. The classes are filling up. The flights are running on time. Now we're going to be dressing up and micro working out, but not get sweaty so you repel the middle seat person, because nobody wants to sit in the middle seat. Thanks,
We've
guys.
already transitioned 30% of the copper to fiber. We're crushing this thing, doing it fast for the American people with President Trump.
All right, good job, guys, and great job on the pull-ups yesterday.
30%. Yes, because the money was already allocated to do this in the Infrastructure Act.
Hey, it's Will K.
Oh my God. That's just, I was not expecting like that level of bullshittery right out of the gate. Holy hell. But this is what you do when nothing is working. This is the pitch. You're like, well, we can't bring down the prices of shit like we wanted to. Like we said we were going to. That would be so goddamn easy. Can't do that. So let's just pretend we're doing shit that nobody asked for, that's already being done in most places. Is it true that when you make a deal with the devil, it makes you a dunce? Apparently. Okay, so I think this Hannity piece was before his rally yesterday. So I'm fairly certain this business right here, Trump is focused like a laser on this, says Hannity. I'm guessing it's affordability, which of course is a hoax. So he's focused like a laser on this hoax. Douchebag.
All right, welcome to Hannity, and tonight a friendly warning to Democrats that are watching. You might not like what I'm about to say.
First of all, I don't care about what you say in general.
America, it's on the mend. For Democrats to be successful, America would have to fail. And our
then why did we pass the Infrastructure Act and the rescue package? Fuckhead.
show, by the way, is filled and brimming with good news. GDP is up, prices are going down, and
because it's all like, again, the AI companies, which is a good growth thing, but it has nothing to do with the jobs.
and the best is yet to come.
Sure. Yes. So stop complaining.
President Trump is hitting the road, touting his economic plan. We're going to have full coverage of his rally that just ended in Pennsylvania. Also tonight, Politico is calling him the most influential leader in Europe. Others, they simply call him Daddy. Take a look.
So how involved are you going to get? I mean, could we see you getting involved in European
I want to
elections,
run the
for
United
example?
States. I don't want to run Europe. I'm involved in Europe very much.
Might you endorse
NATO
candidates?
calls me daddy. I mean, I have a lot to say about it.
Can't make that up. Sorry.
Yeah, you can. He just did. They don't call him daddy, you weirdo.
Democrats, President Trump now has taken his rightful.
Also, Democrats in general, if it wasn't for people like me playing clips from this, Democrats don't watch this shit.
Place. America has it.
Yes, I'm doing a long show because my power went out, so I'm making up for the lost time. Hit the like, share the show, etc. All the things I said before the power went out.
Rightful place. We are the leader of the free world. And meanwhile, this is the best Democrats have to offer. Their rising star now, Jasmine Crockett, who is now running for the Senate in the great state of Texas. Well, God help Texas and God bless Texas. Take a look.
Turning Texas blue is what I want to talk to y'all about today. Now, there are those that say, ain't no way, we done tried it 50 kinds of ways. Let me be clear, y'all ain't never tried it the JC way.
All right, coming up, we're going to reintroduce you to...
Yeah, how dare a woman use a branding of her own name as a way of describing what she's going to do? What kind of aging orange hippo would do that?
Congresswoman Crockett through her own inspirational words. Plus, Maha comes for airports. Kamala gloats about a marble statue of herself. And one Democratic congressman is awfully desperate to keep cocaine flowing into our country. But
I'm sorry, I didn't see cocaine in that. I just saw a boat blow up.
First, Donald Trump.
With no warning.
Well, his rallies are back.
We were a dead country 1 year ago. We were dead as a doornail. We were going
This is your opening?
down the tubes. And now we're the hottest country
in the tubes that we've ever been.
anywhere in the world.
We're going up in the tubes.
Nobody close. And we're right now drilling more oil than we've ever done ever before. Prices are way down. We just had 4 states. It was just reported that 4 states had $1.99.
Again, one second, if I may. Hold, please. Hold on, let me go to here. Chat room. Let me grab something for you. Let's see. I have this. It's in here. I need one of those things that makes my, where is it? Let's see. I'll do a search for it. Recents. Oil glut. Okay, hold on one second. I just saved it. Okay, hold on. Let's do this. I'll just pop this up really big. Real quick. There we go. If I may. Look, an infographic. Aren't I cool? The coming oil glut. The world is heading towards a period where oil production will significantly exceed consumption, a surplus of 3 to 4 million barrels a day. The blue line is supply, the orange line is demand. Notice the outpacing. And by the way, this is leveling out. So, awesome. Gee, it might even explain why oil prices are down. Don't you think? Okay.
Hey, Gavin. And I have no higher priority than making America affordable again. That's what we're going to do. And again, they caused the high prices, and we're... So Hannity has marching orders from the White House to play this clip, those little chunks, and ignore all the kind of swearing and dipshittery and sundowning that's going on the rest of the time. Taking them down. It's a simple message. But that's...
Yes, for simple people.
Our message. They gave you high prices. They gave you the highest inflation in history, and we're giving you...
No, COVID did that.
We're bringing those prices down rapidly. Lower prices, bigger paychecks. You get...
In less than 1 year, President Trump has made a lot of progress. Monthly rent prices, they are dropping. Interest...
rent prices falling. This is live now. Okay, that's the Fox one. Rent prices falling in most U.S. cities. Report fines. Okay, hold on one second. Let's see. Rent prices. Let me guess. In places where people have moved away from. Rent prices down. Right there. Okay. Let's see. Yes, rental prices are down from their 2022 peak. And the decline, that's when the decline started. National decline. Rents have been falling year over year for over 2 years, with the national median rent down significantly from its peak in 2022. The reason? Supply glut. A large number of new apartments hitting the market is increasing vacancy rates, putting downward pressure on rents. And these were built in the last few years. There weren't a bunch of fucking new apartment buildings built this year. And there is a record vacancy rate. U.S. multifamily vacancy rate is at a record high, signaling a shift in the market. That's why rent prices are down. Las Vegas has seen a substantial rent drops over 13% in its 2022 peak. That's my neighborhood. Let's see. Where I don't want rent prices down. I'll just go U.S. Yeah. Is it because he's made some sort of magical shift in this? Is it because all of a sudden the Trumpism has done this? Rent decline. Oh, get out of here. Rent decline deepens as vacancy rates hit record high. It's supply and demand, you dumb motherfucker. And it's because of a bunch of building that happened to compensate.
Rates are...
Whoops, there it goes. That's the...
Going down quick, and they will be going down dramatically when we get
as more people die under the Trump administration and
Fed share.
Yes, and by the way, the lowering of rent prices started under Biden in 2022.
Gas
That was the peak coming out of COVID.
Prices, that's at a 4-year low. That's a nice tax cut for hardworking Americans.
4-year low. We're about a year in. What would the low point be? Closest. Oh, before the country started up again.
And they're going low.
Oops, sorry. Why does that? I'm getting that digitization thing again.
Areas of the country right now, gas is now below $2 a gallon. Even fake news, CNN, they couldn't help but spread the good news themselves. Take a look.
The price of gasoline. Look at this, a fresh 4.5-year low, 3.5-year low of $2.95.
3.5
a gallon.
Who was president 3.5 years ago?
As of today, that is miles away from the all-time high.
Which is exactly where the rents were, too. The all-time high was 2022, as the country started coming back online after COVID.
Set back in 2022. I
don't know why that
under former President Biden, above $5 a gallon, and it is lower, although only a little bit lower than at this point last year.
Yeah, all of 7 cents. All this for 7 cents. It's like Jim Ignatowski on Taxi when he's like, I've been saving my money since I stopped drugs. How much you save? $1.85. I gave up drugs for $1.85.
Just have to hope.
Hold on.
Everything goes in the tank, and then.
Nope. No, we don't. No, we do not.
I think their odds of winning the midterms are greater. This is great news.
Hi, asshole. Guess what? You have to believe that gas prices or oil prices coming down is going to affect everything else. That's a sales pitch. And when it doesn't, you're in deep shit.
Great news for hardworking men and women, the people that make the country great. It is only the beginning after 4 years.
Only the beginning.
Of massive inflation under Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, and
after COVID, which they helped remedy.
The work of President Trump.
What work would that be? Have we been drill baby drilling? Are there a bunch of new pumps coming online in the last 10 months? No.
Administration is far from over. Thankfully, as the president outlined tonight, he is focused like a laser on bringing down costs, driving.
Oh, you mean on the affordability crisis, which is fake and is a big, is a hoax?
Up growth like never before.
Hey, everyone.
Yeah, can't cut to something where that just cut out. He's focused like a laser on this. So says I. Good night. Yeah. That's when you get marching orders from the White House to carry their talking point. Everything they say about like MSNBC or MS Now, all of that stuff, all that is them. You know, they're like that. The DNC controls them, or it's MSDNC, or that they get talking points from the White House is actually happening. Like they all admit to it. Benny Johnson, literally is admitting on waiting for the talking point from the White House. Charlie Kirk even did that. He's waiting for the White House to tell him how to spin shit. That's what Sean Hannity's doing. Now, I went a little long tonight, but I want to share something with you. Apparently, you're familiar with this lady, right? She is the hinge point, I guess the catapult that started the real MAGAt civil war that's going on right now. And apparently, there's new news in the Charlie Kirk situation that has to do with Charlie Kirk's last trip to Asia. It was a very short trip, but I'll catch you up on. I started this later in. It's about an explosive update. She got something from the tip line because she prayed in church, and she was just moved to check the tip line before she went to bed, and somebody gave her the tip to contact somebody, and that somebody used to be involved in narco shit during the the Bush administration and stuff like that, and they sent links going, hey, this operation that was in the news, that was me, and so you know who I am. And she's just getting to the point in this, I think, where she kind of moves on from the backstory.
I was like, I want you
to hold on.
Pinpoint when everything happened. So he gets to the Candlewood Suites at approximately.
Oh, this this has brought this guy who sold his bona fides to her and said, I was involved in this, so I'm a real source. And apparently he went to a military base or a meeting of military people or some shit like that, and he stayed at the Candlewood Suites near this military base. That's where I left off with her.
On September 8th.
I don't know why.
5:37 p.m. Checks into the hotel, and you can imagine he's a person that pays a lot of attention to his surroundings, right? When the cartels are after you and your family, and you are compelled to change your name, you pay attention to your surroundings to see if anybody looks shady. What he notices is somebody who is special forces in the lobby. He said, you just know when you're dealing with a special forces guy.
Yeah, he looked really special, this guy.
And he is in the lobby, and a young woman, comes down thereafter. That young woman,
Erica Kirk, maybe? No, don't spoil it.
Who at the time he did not recognize, is with him. They kind of fluff around in the lobby while he's checking in. He's on the phone with.
Wait, she's fluffing him in the lobby? Sorry, is this breaking news or a Penthouse story?
His wife, and thereafter, the two of them get into a green pickup truck.
That's how you know. Green pickup truck. Very important detail to the Army color of green. Also, before cocaine is made, coca plants, also green. A rumor has it it's not easy to be green at all, and yet this truck had no problem. Coincidence? I think not.
They drive off.
Oh, shit.
Okay. The next morning, now we're September 9th.
Yeah, I don't even need more than that. This is exciting.
He wakes up at around 5:30 a.m. in the morning because he wants to see the sunrise. He says that he then fails at finding the Army Criminal Investigations Department. So he drives off base, just a little ways off base, to get some coffee in Sierra Vista. While getting that coffee, he runs into some soldiers. Again, this is just all God at this point, who happen to be wearing 10th Mountain Division patches. And he's like, that's my old unit. What's going on?
This is his old stationing place. This is where the organization he worked for works. This is not shocking.
On here, like that, he thinks his unit's gone. Nothing's going on with this unit for a long time. That it's been torn apart, or I don't know what the military expression is for that. He strikes up a conversation with these young guys, and they tell him, "Oh no, the old Joint Task Force 6 is now being continued, and it's known as JTF, Joint Task Force Southern Border." Now, for those of you who are like me who don't know, like literally what it sounds like, Joint Task Force, meaning like you can get the Army, Navy, everybody kind of working together on something, and
the DEA and the FBI, and yeah.
And they're like, yeah, it's now JTF Southern Border. And they give him directions of how he can actually get to the new command center.
Fabulous.
They tell them that they're actually currently borrowing a building down there. And he tells me that there would have been no other way he would have discovered where it was. So his intention was to go to Army CID. Now he's like, wow, I can go directly to the actual JTF 6, which is now being continued, and get some answers. What luck. It is now around 7:37 a.m. when...
Please, someone write this down.
He enters the new or temporary JTF head...
Both new and temporary.
...quarters, and he sees two guys, and he's pretty impressed. He's like...
Yeah, normally I saw a guy and a woman, and then I saw like 8 guys, and now there's 2 guys.
Whoa, these are, again, military term, E4, E5s. He told me that means that they're lieutenant colonels. And they are the ones that are checking him in. He happens to walk in at the exact time that they are concluding a meeting. And he is kind of even more impressed because he sees about 12 lieutenant colonels. He tells me,
get on with it.
You do not see that many people, that many E4s, E5s, E6s. Please, military guys, forgive me for... me not knowing what the proper vernacular, but he just goes, well, what's going on? He's like, you don't see this unless you're at the Pentagon or you're at the White House. You just don't see this many high up the food chain lieutenant colonels. He's going, man, this is a pretty important meeting. And then he sees 3 men walk out, one of which is the person he identifies as the person.
We'll call him Joe.
That's the center of the action, right?
Mm-hmm.
He said you could just tell this is the most important.
Yeah, he was an action figure. He had stubble, hat. There were different things with his playset. You could scuba gear. Yeah, I'm familiar.
Person.
Oops.
And he has gray hair. He's got glasses. I believe he said that he's about 5'10". And at this point, he sees that the person that is with him, and he said, certain that the person that is with him is
Tyler Robinson, Netanyahu, shit, Batman,
Brian Harpel. Yeah. Okay. Oh, it's about to get even more interesting.
It's not interesting so far. Who's Brian Harpel? Does he work for Turning Points USA?
So, and again, I'm going to say allegedly because I wasn't.
Yeah, he is enlisted. Yeah, she's very weird. They're corporal and sergeants. They're not colonels. They're not lieutenants. Yeah.
There, but I have spoken to this guy, and I very much trust what he is saying. I think he is very credible. Okay.
Great. Cool. Well, that's all I need.
So he sees Brian Harpel come out, this older guy, and what then happens is first the guys that are checking him in are friendly. He explains to them, yeah, this is what happened to me. I just want to speak to somebody. They're like, yeah, let me help you. Then all of a sudden, after Brian, who he believes to be Brian Harpel, who he's not obviously recognized at that time, he would not have known that was Brian Harpel, but he remembers him.
Yeah, he remembers him being Brian Harpel, but it wasn't Brian Harpel at the time. He was using a different name of Brian Harpel, but he looks vaguely like Brian Harpel, and nobody looks like that guy because he doesn't look like fucking average in that age range.
Obviously, because
then
the biggest political assassination since JFK happens, suddenly somebody hits the panic button, and two captains come out. And they escort him out of the building, and they begin what becomes a 7-hour interrogation. Okay, they think he's a spy. How did you rumble this meeting? How did you know this meeting was taking place? He's being asked a bunch of questions. They're putting pressure on him. They're gaslighting him. I actually want to, if you give me a second, I want to read exactly what he messaged me about what took place.
Oh, so Harpel was the head of security for Charlie Kirk.
Incredible how he describes what their strategy here of attempting to gaslight him into believing that he was a spy or that he was working for somebody. And he's like, no, I'm just here over an incident that happened 35 years ago. I'm trying to get answers regarding it, and they're putting pressure on him. I'm going to write this verbatim.
You mean read this verbatim? You know what? Make it up.
He says he's being interrogated. He is, quote, being accused of being a bomb threat because I was special forces in the military, EOD in the military. They then attempted to try to gaslight me to see if they...
Yeah, it doesn't sound like a lunatic wrote you a fake story at all.
...could angle an accusation of me being a threat to others or myself when all of that...
Is he leaving out any of the shit that he said or how he spoke? Why am I even believing any of this?
Fell flat. They then conferenced with base commander after I assumed they verified that I was not there to spy on that particular meeting. They decided it was okay to send me off post. That's when I drove to Tucson. I got a room the next morning.
Tucson. It's a city. Never mind.
I turned in my rental car. I got on a plane back home, and I had
very exciting.
The stop in Salt Lake.
It's like the Pelican Brief, only not good.
Upon landing and turning on the phone, my wife is telling me about Charlie Kirk. And again, this was just a coincidence. I happened to be in the airport at the time that you are talking about all of those strange flights that were taking place there. I did not notice anything helpful other than the fact that the airport was not very crowded. So after 7 hours, he explains to me that they were going to, they debated holding him for 48 hours for this perceived, perhaps maybe bomb threat spy thing that's happening. And he's thinking, can you imagine this? They're paranoid, but he's paranoid and thinking, oh my gosh, this is more like Sinaloa cartel stuff. And I'm being treated like this because I've wanted to speak out about this story for 35 years. Both of them are wrong.
Okay, the idea is, in case you're having trouble following this, and I completely respect you for this, is the idea that this guy allegedly saw Charlie Kirk's head of security meeting with military figures and having a secret meeting with them right before Charlie Kirk got killed. So the idea is that she's doing is that the government at the highest level of the military was behind the assassination of Charlie Kirk. The government that's currently run by Donald Trump and his cronies and Pete Hegseth and all those folks. Just to clarify.
Okay.
Hold on.
Both of them
Hold on. Sorry.
are wrong. This really is just a coincidence. And adding to this coincidence is the fact and that he got the commander's name. That obviously that questioned him for this long. He says this was the guy that was in charge, the commander. And he said he was approximately 36 years old.
I don't care what he looked like. What's his fucking name? Was he there or not? Jesus Christ. And the important thing is he a Jew? Otherwise, this throws a monkey wrench in your entire theory.
Brown hair. The one I'm talking about.
Hold on.
That was leading the charge on asking him all the questions and interrogating him, and that his name.
Excuse me 1 second. Yeah, I'm pretty sure she's in her studio right now. You might want to come and pick her up. Yeah. Yeah, no, I don't think she needs to be sedated or anything like that, but she definitely needs help. That's what I'm saying. Absolutely. Whatever kind of help you can give her. I don't consider that help. You do? All right. Well, you do you, boo. Bye. What the fuck?
Was
I don't know why this. I have to start the audio a couple times. And then it's clean.
I'm going.
Sorry, his name was Walter Neff, the captain of the boat in Dead Men Don't Wear Plaid. Hold on, back up.
The charge on asking him all the questions and interrogating him, and that his name was Captain Neff. I'm going. Now, I have the same question that you have because I've looked and it does seem that, and I never even questioned this, whether or not it's potential that Blake Neff has military connections as well. Like, I guess that kind of like, I just thought this is the producer of Charlie Kirk show, but it is interesting that somebody, and this would be brother, cousin, I don't know, this is the person that interrogated him. And eventually, he says, was a person that had a heart and realized that he was not a part of any spy network and eventually escorted him off of the base and onto his way. That's a lot of coincidence for me. Now
okay, you don't know if they're related, but you think that's his name. Neff is basically the last name of the Charlie Kirk's producer show, and that guy's an Army intelligence guy, allegedly. You talked to this guy, found out he was fine, turned him loose. And then where does she stand with Erica and Turning Point? She thinks Turning Point was behind it. Now she thinks the U.S. military and people behind it were in it with Turning Point USA to assassinate Charlie Kirk.
Says
for real.
Hold on. Communicated this to me very clearly. So, Candace, I know how these meetings work. These are the meetings that are had ahead of an operation. Like when an operation is being confirmed, you have these final meetings and they involve all of.
So you're saying Ian Carroll's stuff about them Googling the assassin to try and find a local assassin at the last minute like they were looking on Yelp isn't sound.
Higher ups and
hold on.
You are trying to do this in a very isolated location where, you know, people are not going to accidentally happen upon you because they've got something to say about what happened 35 years ago. And that is what he happened upon. And I don't know what to make of this information other than he feels that.
Other than I read it and the guy sent it to me and he very well may be totally bullshitting me, but I'm just going to say it online to float the idea that along with Israel, the U.S. government and the staff at Turning Points USA, like, conspired, literally, to kill Charlie Kirk.
He then recognized these people.
Hold on, let me play.
He feels certain that he recognized these people in the day.
Well, if he feels certain, why am I even asking questions?
Following Charlie Kirk's assassination, when a bunch of people are doing Fox News, and obviously then we've got a massive event at a stadium, and everybody is in front of the camera eulogizing him. He feels confident that he recognizes these people, and that needs to be shared.
Whew. There's just like, first of all, let's just enjoy the fact that MAGA, in its infinite wisdom, cultivated the existence of Candace Owens as a spokesperson for that section of the right, whatever that is. They carefully crafted her as a spokesperson, so much so that she ended up on the Daily Wire with Ben Shapiro and his eyebrows. And now they are dealing with the ramifications of that. It's just glorious. All right, one last thing. I know I said that was the last thing, but I just have to show you this. After all this stuff about Bendover Johnson being gay and stuff that Milo Giannopoulos threw around on Tim Drewell's show, this thumbnail, you want to talk about a gift from God. Because the idea that, by the way, Candace was pushing there was that God directed her to look at this thing at the exact time, and this guy magically showed up at this moment so he could connect the dots where it would have just not happened. Okay. Yeah, Hal, you're so Columbo. Yeah, one more thing, if I may. Remember, Milo Yiannopoulos says Benny Johnson, gay. Sorry, I have to read this up. I don't know why it's blurred out, other than to make it look more like a demonic butthole. But I don't know if he doesn't look upset, just mildly shocked. You know, it could be a mix of shock, excitement, joy. Somebody just sold this, like dumped this whole like he's gay thing on his doorstep, and he follows up with this thumbnail.
Whoa, I love that feeling. Super hoods have got the goods. Owie, owie, oh. Points and thongs and vests and thongs. Whoa, I love that feeling. Zipper hoods have got the goods. Owie, owie, oh. Boink, boink, doobie-doo. You know what I wanna do. Yay! Boink, boink, doobie-doo. You know what I wanna do. Bust up.
Okay, so I'm gonna peek at this one. No pun intended. It's not easy. But holy shit! Look at this. What is that? It looks like alien butthole has attacked Arizona.
Drac, I think you're gonna like this one. Take a look at the prize you could win
tonight. You're bidding for. What's up, guys? Spenny. We fundamentally believe in the spiritual realm. We know that there are spiritual forces acting on us all the time.
Yeah, that's right. Tucker Carlson did not have man sex in a truck stop with a random dude he met. He was absolutely, those scratches all came from a demon that attacked him in his outhouse. I totally believe it. I mean, it's odd that they were on his hips, right where you'd grab someone, and then his hair was, like his scalp was painful, like someone had been holding his hair. Hold on. Jesus, why is the audio being... I got to restart, but whatever.
Those are, quite frankly, an astrological phenomena we often ascribe to the heavens speaking.
Astrological phenomenon we ascribe to the heavens. So this appeared magically in the desert.
Us. Or maybe hell itself. There are some places on Earth that are like hell. Somalia comes to mind. But then maybe...
you, like sharing a bed with your own wife, that seems like... Yeah.
Hell can be visited upon us in California. It depends on the part of California. And this was a TikTok that went viral of a mysterious demon portal that appeared in the desert that looked quite convincing.
Kids tell me some wild
Oh, get the fuck out of here. You're going to be this goddamn dopey. It's AI, stupid. Hold on.
Smoking. There's liquid dripping off of it. People that...
Okay, maybe he's looking at a different picture than we are.
Drive this road.
Really cool,
In Joshua Tree.
This is AI. This ain't AI. Right here, right now. It's not lit up right now, but as you can see, it's off the side of the road on Highway 62, Joshua Tree, California. It's actually the highways over here. As you can see, the statue is out here in the desert.
So what the hell is that?
Other people
I don't know, prop from Stranger Things?
showing up. Let's go take a walk around the back.
A pop-up ad for Stranger Things?
Side of it.
Walk.
You guys can see what it looks like.
Touch it. Touch it.
I mean, whatever the hell it is, it's pretty convincing. Large. Randomly appeared. The locals are quite confused. So you have skulls and demons and the damned.
The damned.
Immortally damned.
The immortally damned. I see. Not to be confused with your average everyday damned.
Kind of creepy.
Yeah, because there's no weird sculptures that people put up in the middle of the desert, you dumb fuck.
So I saw this in my timeline all day, and I was like, well, we have to research what exactly is this? I mean, is this actually a demon portal?
No. No, it's not. No, it is not.
Is this the federal government trying to psyop into a world government?
Show everyone.
What? Why would that help? If they were, why would they put it there?
That's right.
It's not a scam. It's not a hoax. It's not AI. It's real.
It's not AI. Okay, so is this something that the authorities, Operation Blue Beam, right? The aliens have come. They demand a one world government. God, that's what we got to give them. Here's the demon portal. The demons are here. Everyone get scared and give us all of your power and all the freedoms and all your freedoms. And
sorry, under Trump, they're doing a massive hoax to convince people that a demon portal is like on some fucking side road out near Burning Man. And that's because the one world government wants to convince you that aliens are there when they aren't.
We'll be good.
Is he this dumb? Yes, he's this fucking dumb.
That's exactly what they were going to do. That's kind of what I thought was going to happen with these weird monoliths that were showing up all around the country. You remember this? The monolith news cycle, where we had monoliths just sort of popping up and nobody could explain them. Nobody could ever see them getting installed. They would pop up in remote places in the desert. Mystery monolith appears in Nevada. It looked like this.
Oh, God.
And just in the...
Come on, man.
In the dark of night.
Yeah, do Banksy paintings now, you dipshit.
They would get installed and then disappear. Right? So what the hell is this thing? Let's see.
I don't know. It said it was explained.
Mysterious demon monolith adorned with screaming faces and twisted bodies appear in California desert. Standing more than 9 feet tall, the black statue spotted several visitors, Joshua Tree National Park in the California desert.
Hey, maybe it was a demon portal and someone showed up with a cross and held it up and it turned to stone.
It is adorned by serpents and a giant eye carved into its center. Witnesses claim it groans every few minutes, glows at night, and is covered in hundreds of sculpted human corpses. They said it's not AI. Drivers along Highway 62 reported seeing smoke drifting off the monolith as they drove by. The eerie discovery sparked a wave of fears and conspiracy theories. Soon an entirely different...
Can you imagine being him and having to do this story because if you cover affordability, you're fucked?
Portal emerged. Canadian video game journalist Jeffrey Cahey posted about the monolith on X, igniting speculation that the statue could be an upcoming game reveal. So it does light up. There you go. I mean, but this thing is hefty and, properly installed here.
Yes, that's how you can tell it's demonic. It's properly installed.
Let's read. Because Kaylee organizes one of the biggest gaming events of the years, fans assume the mysterious figure might be a teaser for an unannounced project. Gamers,
gee, you think?
Quickly began connecting the franchises. One fan traveled to the desert and suggested it might be God of War. Others floated theories of Doom. However, CI Games CEO stepped up to shut down at least one rumor. Flattered that you think we're behind the set.
All right, I can't. This is so fucking stupid. Yeah, it's a paid promotion. It is exactly that. It's a goddamn, like... this goes... We're going to sock that way. I know, it was just last minute. I wanted to add that on the end. Imagine being that fucked on positive stories with your political situation when Trump is all like, we're winning and we won and we're just winning as much as anybody could ever win in the history of winning. That it's so not true that you have to dedicate a chunk of your fucking show to pretending that the demon realm is breaking in, or that Trump's own government is creating an MK Ultra moment to try and convince people the aliens are coming so that the UN can take over for him or something. The fuck? And this is, look, if you want to, seriously, hold on, let me see if I can reload this and it shows that, yes. The best thing you can do if a fellow right-winger has accused you of being gay is to report on a giant demon butthole in the middle of the desert. Yes, I saw the Piers Morgan. I saw part of it, the Piers Morgan thing with Nick Fuentes. Those are longer. I feel like we could cover them, but it seems like it's such a setup. It's so lame. No bearing on anything. Anyways, I love you guys. I'll let you go. I went way over, and I know I don't want to eat into other people's shows too much. So hit the like, share the show. Appreciate you guys a bunch, and good luck with your space butthole, Benny Johnson. Jesus Christ. I don't even like. Where are they going with this shit? Where in the ever-loving hell are they going with this shit? All right, I'm gonna let you guys go. Bye. See you tomorrow. Man.
He's snarky, smart, and always by your side. It's HAL, SPARKS, MEGAWORLDWIIDE. News, laughs, and righteous sass. Kicks fake news right in the face. It's fun to be gay. Let's party like we're Ruby gay. Fronts and dongs and best of thongs. Whoa, I love that feeling. Zipper hoods have got the goods. Owie, owie, oh. Fronts and dongs and best of thongs. Whoa, I love that feeling. Zipper hoods have got the goods. Owie, owie, oh. Boink, boink, doobie-doo. You know what I wanna do. Gay. Boink, boink, doobie-doo. You know what I wanna do. Box up. That's not how it works. You got it all wrong. It's a losing game. So let's all play along.
We're gonna raid Boston Brian. He's up now.
Screen glows bright with a crooked smile. Words spill out. All venom, no Paper thin truth.